And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time, Victoria 3 in patch 1.9.5 as the Great Qing, seeing how high we can get that GDP before the end date. Oh, one thing I remembered during break, I should check. Does it make sense to move to proportional? Yes, it'd be about 1 million more revenue. Okay, so people are obviously opposed to us moving back to land-based. Support's moving to... Well, actually, trade union support. Don't think I can form a stable government with trade unions. Yeah, no. Apparently the communists... Apparently we're not allowed to give the communists what they want. Communists don't apparently get along with the monarchists, yes. They're not... Well, the communists don't care about the taxes. The movements care? I'm in that awkward spot of trying to change the tax law I want is not easy. Because one way to do it, right, is to do some sort of, like, backslide. Backslide into either consumption or consumption, and then swing from there. Current government and the industrialists are opposed to proportional. I think everyone currently supports the current one also wouldn't mind... Oh, not everyone. That's kind of the problem we're running into, right? So these guys... meritocratic? Yeah, meritocratic. So they equally support proportional and per capita. So we have no one for this, which is the problem. Peasant movement opposes that one. It's only minus 20% to that one, because the peasant movement's not in opposition. Suppose, did the industrialists stop being Republican? No. Can I fix you? Could exile you? That might not work, though. We got some people we can bring in. That's not gonna help, not gonna help. No. No, we're gonna need industrialists for the next monarch. So we can finally move away from the current government when the monarch dies. When the 56-year-old smoker here dies and gets replaced with the 25-year-old industrialist Democrat. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we want to change the tax law, but we can't really change the tax law right now because it's not going to be easy. We're going to accept that's the difficulty. And that's the difficulty. That's why people, especially in smaller nations, might recommend that you don't go to per capita, as it can be hard to move from land to proportional. And yeah, we're leaving like 1 million tax revenue on the table. My subsidies are going up. What's... Well, the urban centers, okay. Yeah, the urban centers, okay. So as I build stuff, we're gonna need more urban centers, is what's gonna be happening there. That's fair. Combustion engine, okay. Let's do electrical process so we can be ready to jump to arc welding. Because I think we're going to do arc welding buildings for construction soon. Continue expanding construction. Meantime, combustion engine jerks. That'll provide us more oil, which may allow us to build or swap more of our oil techs on. Depending on how much of the oil is local / international. Okay, that helped a little bit. We're still pretty dependent on international. What should the fertilizer be? Oh yeah, we can just swap to fertilizer, that'll be fine. And at some point we'll have to build cars. Okay, the Spanish flu, or the Swedish flu has arrived. So we got the flu pandemic. Right now it's just raising mortality. Which, okay, is annoying. It just means we won't have the 2% predicted growth anymore, but... And so we can bring up the pandemic response. We don't want to take any penalties, so we'll just not risk harming the economy. That's fine. We got people. We don't want to slow the economy down. Dong has a power issue. Presumably we have that in the queue, so we need to push those to the top. Oh, we don't have that in the queue. Oh no, we do. There it is. Yeah, we'll push the ones that should be above that to the top. So we know those should be in construction then. Nope, and we also have it in Sichuan and Fujian. Currently building in Sichuan, so... Okay. Yeah, in theory this is rapidly raising the GDP. So make more and more clothes. Got probably enough domestic. Let's, to generate some revenue, put some tariffs on imports. Fujian Henan is now on the list for having the power shortage, which isn't surprising. We're raising the power so rapidly in a bunch of places. Raising power consumption so rapidly in a bunch of places that it's not surprising that we have power plant shortages. And that Swedish flu is spreading. Again, not... Yeah, okay, you can see that that's done to the population growth. We were sitting around about 2%. We're now down to about 1.7. That's people dying on you. Okay, our skyscraper site has been located in Beijing. Again, that's maybe not surprising. Obviously put that at the top of the queue. And then we do have power shortages in Beijing, so we need to go up and move power plants for Beijing up the list. You know, I can pretty much predict we're going to have the same thing with Hunan. Let's move the Hunan ones up as well. Those ones started as well. Pretty well. Oh, American Great Qing one just dropped. Interesting that we're now importing silk. Yeah, that's maybe something we should look into maybe fixing. Beijing, Henan, okay. We already moved Henan up to the top, right? Yeah. Okay, the next thing we're going to electrify is probably the railroads. Let's get the state list up, start going through, doing the railroads. So at least this will be a little bit quicker because the railroads are down right next to the power plants. Okay, it is 8 per railroad. Bringing up that calculator to do math quickly. So 13 times... 8 per railroad? Yeah. Okay, so 13 there is going to be like 2 power plants. We'll say 3 power plants here. And then 2. 2. Five. 4. 25 is going to be like 4. So keep 5 accidentally. Beijing probably has a lot. It doesn't have very many. It's enough to get 1 at least. So Beijing has ports, right? So it hasn't been necessarily as desperate on that coastline. Okay. You also have a little bit of power, so we can just do the swap. We're going to list... you obviously need some power. Not necessarily for doing the railways, but you'll need some power. Okay. Working through this list. Hubei is next. Railway is going to like 2 there. Well, yeah, about 2, because it's 8 times 8 is 64. 64 divided by 50 is more than 1. Another one here. Anyway, to be fair, we have railways like everywhere, so we do like need like 1 power plant like everywhere, in addition to what we need for the civilian requirements to get the railways electrified. Then High Bay. 1 like 2. Eastern Guangdong. Give it 1 and can probably just electrify right away. We can just electrify this one right away. Yunnan. Lots of power plants here. Not a lot of railways, so we can probably electrify right away. Even though we're still going to want to build like 2 power plants. Support those railways. Okay, you don't even have a railway. Yeah, you don't even have a railway. We'll build one there. We'll say, yeah, that one will probably be electrified right away. This is the port place. We do want some railways because it's going to be how we build transport at some point. But we don't necessarily need that right away, right away. Formosa can get electrified. That one. Kazmir. Probably has enough we can get away just by electrifying it right now, though you will want a power plant anyway, so we'll do that. Inner Mongolia, electrify. Another Jillian. It's got 2. It's probably reasonable just electrify as is. Asturias has 4 railways. Doesn't have any power demands other than that, so we'll just go ahead and electrify it and toss another one on. Same here. Electrify it, toss another one on. Bangkok. Okay. Urga. Let's go ahead and electrify that railway. Tazarin Basin. Electrify the railway. Yanya. Electrify the railway. One's big enough that we'll actually toss another power plant in after the electrification. Kyrgyzstan. Again, electrify the railway. That one's big enough we'll tack another power plant on. Same here. Chukka. Cambodia. We have Angkor Wat here. And yeah, a little railway up. Laksa. Railway up and grab another power plant. Generate islands. Railway on. Leia. Railway on. And another power plant. This power plant hasn't even hired up, doesn't even have a railway here. Q1 railway. Already on right one once it's done. Granted, this one's... actually, no, don't even build that railway. If we need it, it'll be on electric, but... Electric... Electric. Okay, now we're into the unincorporated territory. Granted, most of our unincorporated territory is slowly... Wait. Do I need to do... Do we need to do this as well? about to say. Most of the unincorporated territory is slowly being incorporated. Just, it takes 20 years, so it takes a while. And there's no railway there. No railway there. You might not be particularly happy about that later when we're coming back to build oil. Oh, we're going to be building some oil. There's North Borneo. That's quite a few railways, actually. Interesting, these are in order of population, and some of these places are like, yeah, they're really developed, and some of them are like, nah. Eastern Micronesia is going to have one of the most advanced railways, apparently. Interesting. It's just a small place. Okay. Done with that long and tedious task. And then we have pretty heavy demand for oil, right? We're trading for 7.1 thousand oil, and then you could have another 3.9, so about 11,000 oil demand if we're able to supply it. Domestic only, highest unemployment, the lowest unemployment. $30, $50, $6, $70, $80, $90. Yeah, it's probably enough, but we'll go a little over anyway. Okay. We'll see how long we can go before we need to expand construction yet again to keep the private queue happy. quite a long queue. Work through. Now, once most of those power plants are being constructed, we'll go ahead and do the transition over to power to rail. And then we'll have to reevaluate where we need more rail, I suppose. In the meantime, we can probably evaluate if we need any logistics where ports are. We do. Well, no, we don't. Never mind. Mexico affairs. You want us to give you some things for power block? Sure. Okay, so if there's anything to colonize, we could do it really quickly. There's nothing left to colonize at this point, but could do it really quickly. Those are going to be conquering the unrecognized countries for pretty cheap as well if we max out the institution. And we might as well max out the institution. We're not using that bureaucracy. If anything, I probably want to build more bureaucracy, so... Bureaucratic nexus or trade nexus. Probably trade capacity, trade advantage. Yeah. And then obviously airship mooring post on the skyscraper. Oh, and we have automotive industries, because apparently the private queue is building some. Okay, we're down through into the oil, so I'm going to go and take the risk. Everything onto electric trains, please. Here we go. So now I need to evaluate. We'll let 1 week go by, and then we'll evaluate where we need rails inland. Pick up radios, and then we'll do arc welding. And there is places we do need rails inland. I think that's the private queues got 3 queued up there, not us. Okay. I'll look at some infrastructure in those places, hopefully get those places being built again. Oh, mortality's going up, but apparently we're still raising birth rate faster to compensate. Okay. Pandemic's not pandemic enoughing. At least not in Qing. 12% chance they might accept. If we give them a little bit more time, it might go even lower. We do subject to payments. Get them dropping quicker. Exempt from service, dropping a little quicker as well. Here's our skyscraper done. Touch with sky. Swedish flu is spreading, but that's not a problem. Where I'm going to find jobs for all the people is more of the problem. Okay. What do I want to do after the oil? I suppose the question is, what do I want to electrify next? Continue electrifying. Arc furnaces? You know, there's actually a different way to go to this. Let's use this method. So we know we need 10 there, 10 there, 8 there, 6 there, 5 there, 5 there, say 5 there. 4, B, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Go a little over on some of these. 1, 1. We'll go down to where it's about half, unless it's showing a shortage. It's not showing a shortage, it's a civilian problem. Okay. Still got that one in poor West Borneo, trying to build up. Oh, Kiva. Kiva, Kiva, Kiva. You down to 28. Be a little bit more time. You're just demanding that I give you stuff. Why? Well, I suppose this might be profitable. Doesn't give me enough information to determine if it is profitable. It said it might be profitable. Oh, I can't even accept this because of how the game mechanics was. Fine. Okay, let's electrify something. Steel mills. We'll go ahead and subsidize the steel mills, but we'll electrify them as well. Okay, and then we'll cycle a week. And that should have created a bunch of demand for electricity. And it did. $58. Yep, just a few power plants needed. 40 there. 34. $29. 29 as well. Yeah. Okay, so mostly shot those up to the top. Cool. How much do I need or want that oil? Well, it would generate more GDP if we build it, so let's build it. It's also probably better employing people than necessarily the constant construction of more power plants. Yeah, when the old emperor dies and gets replaced with his heir, the Skrull officials will be out, industrialists will be in. There's radios. Arc welding's next. Oh, and I need a bunch more construction. So, sorting by unemployed. $25 there, $25 there. And we'll also toss a couple of these on top. Solve the bureaucracy problem. Green Rebellion, okay. So we're gonna put that down and probably then end the Green Independence. Yeah, dependence in oil is going down. Good to see. Dependence on foreign oil, I mean, is going down, which is good to see. Well, progress is being made, oil is being made. GDP is going up, not as quickly as I'd like. Up at 1.2. I didn't quite get the exponential growth that we got in the last 1.8.7 run. And some of that I think is coming from the fact that we're stuck on per capita. Which doesn't scale as well. Okay, let's get tax going. Glass is up, yeah. Yeah, glass. Yep. Business legislation. Sure. Okay. Slowly raising my taxation capacity while making sure we got enough bureaucracy to keep everything functional. Well, we got definitely the support for a bunch of other expansions. So after arc welding, we should do compression ignition. Use it well in all the mines. Eight. Which we're not ready to do yet. That's more electrification. Okay, almost about covered all the taxation needs. Just getting every last proverbial pound sterling out of the pipeless. There we go. With that, we should be getting every last pound sterling out of the populace. I think the next thing we're going to build out is iron. Or rubber. Domestic supply of rubber, please. I'm not even going to try in West Borneo. Okay, so not rubber. I'm back on iron. And we need lots, right? Yeah. 10k from trade center, so it's like 33,000 iron. We're getting 80 each. It's about 40 iron mills? That's actually not very many. Yeah, about 40. Surprisingly little. Well, queue up 50, which will be more than enough. I'm not even sure this is the peasants there to support that. There's the peasants there to support that. Rubber rush. Okay. Always drive new growth. Of course, that means we now know where we have more rubber. And more rubber will slightly maybe lower the dependence on foreign rubber. So input electricity. We have semi-severe shortage of electricity. Okay. How's the telephone price looking? Still elevated. Okay, so definitely don't want to swap to radios because that's going to elevate the telephone price more. Yeah, the flu hasn't really, because we've just been accepting the higher mortality, the flu really hasn't been affecting this run. That was maybe the mistake I made with the first one in 1.8.7, is I tried to not let people die, and that was a mistake. You gotta let people die, man. My 60% throughput is terrible. Very terrible. And to be fair, we haven't even finished electrifying. We're going to need so many power plants. I'm not sure. Not sure if I would have considered the power nerf on the power plants warranted, especially for really big nations like China. Not making quite well. We're on the coal one, right? So on the coal one, like 50 each. Okay, that's about enough, I suppose, right? But we still need so much. In previous runs, I started electrifying earlier. Granted, previous runs would have been 1.8.7 when there was 50 for the first level, first PM. But then I wouldn't use the second PM because you'd have coal problems because trading for the coal is an issue. This one, trading the coal isn't an issue, but we also haven't really got to the real trade state yet. We're super desperate for importing everything. At this point, we're desperate for having the money to do the construction. Okay. Pause the queue for a moment. It's time to electrify something. That should hopefully be effective. Could do explosives. Everything's already electrified over here, yeah. Here would be sawmills. What's the hardwood looking like? You want to say electrify the industry? Turn the hardwood on? I think just electrify the industry would be fine. Okay, give it 1 week to update the values. Then we come to market. compensate for the increased power demand. Okay. Of course, we did in that civil war, so let's ask them to join us. Not at 9%? Really? Okay, well, not gonna wait any longer. You will be brought into the fold one way or the other. Maybe queue up lead next. So it'd be like 80 levels of lead. No, you're just gonna queue up on the lead. Okay. If we need more lead than that, then the answer is it needs to be imported. Which is probably what's already happening, but... yeah, I'm not doing a very good job getting that unemployment down. Getting the GDP per capita going up, but apparently it's not very well distributed throughout the society. Arc welding's done. That's... oh no, we got compression and ignition. Compressing ignition is like the last product section tech that's worth researching. Okay. I might regret doing this, but I think we're gonna start swapping some of these over. So what's the main change? We do this. It's adding tools. Okay. Steel. Okay. Explosives and power. Okay, it's mainly just adding stuff. It's not taking anything away. Well, it's saying it's taking some away, but that's because we're losing the 50 laborers, which then have to get replaced. Okay. So other than electricity, everything's fine. So we'll bite the bullet. We'll upgrade everything to electricity. We'll let it cycle a week. And then we'll deal with the inevitable electricity shortage in a lot of places. Oh, maybe it wasn't that bad. Oh, well, no, there's places where it's bad and the places where there isn't. Oh, actually, no, that is pretty bad. Forgot it's 50, so it's 500 per 10. Okay. Yep, just working for the list. Okay, this is probably a higher priority than working on the lead. So I'll probably push the lead down. Okay, I think that might actually already be all of it. Yeah, a lot of places are suffering power shortages, presumably. Does that change? Is at least in the mid to long term going to result in a lot more construction. Once the power issues are dealt with. Yep, and you can see the smoothing effect of the line going up. You almost can't see when we had the whole Taiping rebellion in there. Getting rifles. So we'll have even more rifles to export. Okay, I think it is time for another part break. And probably where we're going to go ahead and end this stream. Probably have a part or two left in the run. At this point, it's probably not going to come back up on a regularly scheduled stream. We may start a new run in a regularly scheduled stream. But this is where this run is going to stop being regularly scheduled, and it's probably going to get finished up the next time I have free time. Because again, I think we have about 2 hours left. Because we have about 8 years left, so it's like if you say 4 years per hour, then it'd be done in a stream, like a half stream, right? Which is why it's not going to be a full regular stream. So yeah, this is where we're going to head and end the stream. Let the video videos get a little bit happier. We are starting to see the radicals come down, which should help us with building in various places. Loyalists are pretty stable. Unemployed are staying stagnant, which I think that's part of, we're doing a lot of electrification, and with the changes specifically to power plants now use a fifth the number of people they did before. So if we build, say, 1,000 power plants, that's now just 1 million people. Before that'd be 5 million people, right? And we built enough power plants that might actually literally be all the unemployed, right? We might be at the point where it's like, yeah, no, if we were in the previous patch, we'd have dealt with the unemployment problem by now. Okay. But yeah, this is where we're going to go ahead and end for today. If you're watching on YouTube, there probably will be a part up for you tomorrow, because I'll probably go around to recording it. If you're watching on Twitch and you have any comments, I'll go ahead and leave the stream up for a couple minutes after I go ahead and end the recording for YouTube, so feel free to leave them. If you're not watching live and you catch this point in the video, ergo you're watching on YouTube, feel free to leave comments. And or if you're watching on the Twitch VOD, because the Twitch VOD is up for 7 days after it is streamed live. If you catch up to this part and it's not live anymore because I've ended up finishing the recording, the Twitch stats here on OBS is saying about 5 people are watching, so I hope you've been enjoying, and thanks for watching. But if you haven't got your comments responded to, or you've got any questions, feel free to hop over to the YouTube channel. I stream under the username WillCole, and the YouTube channel is WillCole100. So if you're on YouTube looking for Twitch, looking for the Twitch channel because you want to want to watch ahead, because I upload one part per day for each of the series that I'm actively running. Whereas if you're on Twitch, and again, Twitch doesn't really handle the asynchronous comments super well. So if you're watching live on Twitch, or not watching live on Twitch, let me rephrase that. If you're not watching live on Twitch and you want some comments responded to, probably best to hop over to the YouTube channel, leave comments over there. So with that, wish you all the best of luck and good time. I'm going to go ahead and end the YouTube video now, so bye for now.